Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I hope you're doing well today, and it's a great, beautiful sunny day today, and it is July 3rd. And I was looking at my EveryDollar, and I thought I would bring you along with how I do my transactions when the bank has reconciled and the transactions are no longer pending and they're ready to go into my EveryDollar. And I have a couple of things in here that are a little bit different in the sense of how I will, where I will put them and what month I will put them in. So when you are ending one month and beginning another, sometimes even though you paid at the very end of one month, the transactions aren't ready to show up in your EveryDollar account when you are on the paid version for the app, especially if they still show as pending in your account. So what I like to do is I like to open up my EveryDollar. I like to look at the transactions, and then, I pull out my log here that has the transactions, and I make sure I put them in the correct month. And I only have to do this at the beginning or the end of months, basically, when there's a transition from one month to another. So I thought I would show that and how to transition it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my June transactions and look for any June transactions for grocery, household, restaurants, and miscellaneous. I didn't have any gasoline, so I don't have to worry about that one. And I will check my logs on what I posted here in my in my budget planner. I cannot think today. I'm so excited to get on here. And so I'm going to check those and then put myself in the correct month so I'm not sliding in the wrong month. If you do happen to slide in the wrong month, you're just going to have to delete it and manually put it in. And I don't like doing that. So in the beginning of the month, I am always very extra careful on what month and what transactions. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to from July to June and go ahead and take care of my June transactions. So I know from here forward, it's pretty much just all July transactions. So here we go. So you come here at the top and you just go back one month. And then what I do here, oh yeah, it's already popped up over here. It's like, come on now, let's do these transactions. So the bank is already notified. The bank has already done the transactions. They're done pending. They're now ready. And you can see where I made some purchases or made some payments to some bills. So this first one that's here, my federal loan servicing, which is my student loan. I paid off 4 of the 11 listed loans within my school loan instead of doing one big payment to be dispersed among all 11. I just paid off 4 because every time I go in and look at my student loans, once I really started examining them and realized, oh, this student loan payment went to 11 different things, that's not fair. I want to pay things off. And it would just whittle it down, but there would be like $150 left over, and they would only put like $30 onto it or $15 to it and then distribute amongst all the others. And I'm like, but just pay off that 100, just make it go away. And I'm like, I'm going to do it myself. Especially now that I don't have a minimum payment. I've paid so far in advance, and even before COVID hit, I paid off so much of my student loan debt. I actually had no minimum balance due, and I didn't have to make payments, but it was accruing interest when they did have interest. Right now it's not accruing any new interest. So let's get down here to the bottom. There's my school loan. Still waiting for that to be transferred. You just click on it, drag it over, and voila, it goes to 0. Now it stays in EveryDollar budget here at the top only because this planned section never changes. It's what's remaining that's changing. So that's what that's about. Let's see, what else do we have over here that can be included? I'm not sure what else there is. Go back and take a quick look at some of these things. So I think that might have been the only one that I had to be concerned about. Let's see. That prepaid for $100 is for July. Papa John's $39.31. That came out in July. Virginia Natural Gas came out in July. Walmart did, and the Wawa. So everything else was for July. This was the only transaction for June. And if I scroll up, it looks like everything is, now these are supposed to carry a balance over. That's why they have the little piggy. They are considered funds that you're saving, and this is how you track how much you have in your fund available to use from that savings. I did get a question the other day from a wonderful subscriber who just basically asked, I'm trying to remember their name, Moer 57. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm wrong, I'm very, very sorry. But anyways, she commented and said, I'm not understanding this section here. So what I use this section for is to track how much my sinking funds are. Now, when I have a balance left over at the end of the month and it needs to roll over to the next month, I use this category I call balance forward. So that this little piggy will hold this amount, and that's kind of my buffer, and it moves to the next month. And then it just sits in the checking account. It's assigned a balance forward, but it's not doing actually anything other than being a buffer sitting in the account. The rest of these go into a separate savings account, and you can just use that and go ahead and, okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had a little interruption, so I had to stop and start again. I've actually been gone for like 20 minutes, I think. So as I was saying before, I was explaining my balance forward in my checking account. This is part of my checking account. The rest of this I put in a separate savings. You don't have to do this as a separate savings account. And when I say separate savings, this is actually my personal savings in my name, separate from my joint account with my husband. That savings account is where we put our emergency fund. That savings account joint with my husband that's connected to this checking is for his travel savings and our emergency fund. So that's what that is. And I have that listed below. But this is just a separate account. It could be cash envelopes you do this in. It could be a number of ways of doing it. This is just how I track it. And I just let it roll every month with the amount. So that's the sinking fund. So let's see what I have left here to put. Now the rest of the stuff, this is still June, so I have to pay attention to that. You saw me put in the school loan, and it looks like that's the only thing that needed to get put in here. Everything else was taken care of. And from either yesterday or since the last time I filmed. And so the school loan was the last thing I needed to take care of in June because I paid it in June, but it took a few days to process and actually completely draft out of my account and completely process and go from pending to transaction. It happened in July, but I budgeted it for June. So, and that's fine. I mean, you're going to have a few of those little weird transfers at different time periods. You just have to take a deep breath and go, what month was this? Is it June or is it July? Or whatever months you're working on. And you only have to do it near the first of every month. The rest of the month, it just, unless it takes really more than a few days to completely process, usually you just don't have to worry about it throughout the rest of the month. So let's go to July. Oh, come on, I gotta wake it up. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're going back to July, which is what month we're in right now. And these transactions are all for July. So I don't have any sinking funds. I actually put my sinking funds into savings at the end of the month because that's the larger check, and that's where I'm most comfortable moving that money. So I just wait till the end of the month. As you can see, our emergency fund, we still have remaining $1,000. I don't have anything planned for this month to save, but there's always opportunity, so we'll see. I do transfer any interest that accrues in any of the accounts, and I throw that over here as well. Let's see, prepaid good. Okay, so my husband did transfer he gets a personal money, and I will show that and reveal that in a draft budget, which I have not filmed that yet. He's getting $100 on the first of the month. He did last month too. That's his personal money. I kind of spend my personal money out of our miscellaneous, so it's all one checking account. Everything in here that comes in and out comes out of one bank account except for the sinking funds. So it's just one checking account that I follow. That's where all the money comes in. That's where all the money comes out. And that's why I love this app, because you can have it all in one place, but still transfer, have categories set up for the allotted amount of money in that account. And it just makes my life so much easier to have it set that way. So I'm going to transfer the $100. Now, he only needs $80 more to get his radio for his vehicle replaced that is broken. It's either too loud or doesn't have any sound volume at all. And that's not good. And I really need him to have his radio because he is going to the office more frequently, and he's going to install it himself. And with Hampton Roads traffic, that gets a little crazy without a radio. You need that good music to kind of keep you calm and flowing through the traffic and crazy drivers. So that's why it was important for us to really start giving him that kind of personal money. And I just said, well, we'll just go ahead and budget the other $80 out of the July 10th paycheck, and that'll be enough to cover all of it, and he can purchase what he needs. So I'm excited about that. Papa John's, we had a power outage the other night. I couldn't believe it. And that power outage blew a transformer, and next thing you know, we were out for, I was actually beginning to make spaghetti, and I had the water. It wasn't boiling that yet, but it was going to boil. And then that's as far as I got. I was preheating the oven to make crescent rolls to go with dinner. And we ordered pizza instead because Papa John's had power and we did not. It was a really bad storm though. Restaurants, here we go. But we usually have Papa John's every Friday. So I don't know if we'll eat pizza again, but we might. We'll see. Walmart. Now this I'm going to split, because I did a cash back. I got cash back at the grocery store. So this is going to be grocery. Oops. Grocery household. Wait a minute. What did I just do? I'm not sure what I just did. I'm going to split with, let me just scroll, because it should not have done that. Unless I did something wrong. I'm not sure. Okay, grocery household. Where are you? There you go. Grocery household. That's what I was looking for. And then I'm going to do a split with, I don't think I should have hit enter. That's what it was. Our landscaping guy. Because our landscaping guy, I pay him cash, but it's $65. Go to the ATM, I can get 20s. That's no problem. 5s, I don't carry cash, so I never have any 5s. So what I did is I asked the clerk, I wanted $15 in 5s. He said, well, I have to give it in a box of 20s. I said, oh, well, just give me $20 in 5s, and I'll carry that 1 5 over to next month. So I've spent $5 more than I really wanted to, but that's okay. So $20 in 5s, and then I just put them in cash envelopes that go to my landscaper, and he cuts the grass, and I tape it to the back store, and, he grabs his money when he's done, and there we go. So I have 5s for the rest of this month, so that he, 27, he can, cut our grass and do what needs to be done. So I'm going to split it between the two, because the $20 is intended for, my landscaper. And now that I have all that, the rest of it was grocery household. I went to Walmart and I bought first of the month stuff, a whole bunch of stuff, more groceries than normally, because I'm trying not to go out to eat. My husband and I are home a lot, and it's just so easy to run out, but we're just kind of actually getting sick of going out. So what I did was buy some come up with some lunch ideas, which is not easy. And for us, we just don't meal plan very well. Unless it's HelloFresh. We really love HelloFresh. It meals plans for us amazing for dinner. So we're going to try start applying that for lunches as well and make lunch versions of everything. And so that's what all this was, beginning of month groceries. And that might have gone over what I actually budgeted, but I'm just going to cut back miscellaneous, and I probably don't need all the gas for this time period, so I might shuffle some money around that way. And there, I'll just track the expense. And there we go. So you can see here, $185 went to the Walmart. And I go down here to landscaping, and $20 from Walmart split came here. That's my ATM charge right there. So anytime I need, I will have that money to pay for what I need. So here we go. What else we got? We got 3 more transactions. One of them's hidden behind my picture there, and I'll get to that in a second. Wawa is where I got gas. That was just the closest gas station. I have a big SUV, so that's why it was $40, and I was like almost completely empty on that. So there's the gas, and then natural gas, which is our utilities for our house, go here, and that was paid. That comes out early every month. And then I don't know if I can, sorry about that. I don't want to raise it too much because once I get out of here, there we go. So there we go. All right. You can see my income and tithing, and I try not to show that. So, oh, I went too far. Restaurants. So Chick-fil-A, we had Chick-fil-A dinner for the whole family one night, and there is that. Sorry about this. Bring that back down. I think that's about right. Close that out. There we go. And we are good to go. So we have already begun depleting our grocery household. Now I planned for the entire month, but paycheck to paycheck I plan also. I divide this up between the pay periods based on the number of days for the pay period. And I know for groceries and household, which I haven't filmed this video yet, I need $261 for the first 9 days. We're already into day 3. And I have spent, let's see here, get my calculator out. We have spent 261 day budgeted, and we spent $185.27. Okay, it gives us $75 until, so $75 till the 9th, and today's the 3rd. It gives us 6 days with $75. Yeah, that may not work. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will, because today is Friday. We get a HelloFresh delivery today. So that's a lot of the groceries. And the 9th is, when is the 9th? Payday next Friday. So in a week, no, next Thursday. And then on the 10th is when my husband gets paid, and that's when I start the new budget. So by next Thursday, I can only, between now and Thursday, I can only spend $75 to stay within budget. And so I'm going to make that a challenge for myself. I really hope that I can pull off this challenge. If I have to, I will probably have to use some of the gasoline money, which is, how much is that? $72. Nope, I'm going to have to use miscellaneous because I spent $40 on my gas, and my husband just got gas too, and it was a good amount. I think it was $22, $26 or something like that. So yeah, we'll probably get our extra money from our budgeted miscellaneous, and we just won't buy miscellaneous stuff if we go over in our grocery household for that pay period. Now for the rest of the month, I have budget amounts, and they should be good because starting in the 10th for 14 days to the 23rd, 24th, it's $400, so that should be enough. But I am cutting back because last month I spent over $1,000, $1,050 on groceries, and household stuff, and I'm like, we really need to tighten that up. So that's the plan. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you you can go make sure when you're in the beginning, first few days of first week of the month, as transactions are coming in, that's the time you kind of register your brain and go, okay, I have some June transactions that just cleared, even though they came out of June's budget. And I have July transactions that came out as well, and I want to make sure I put them and transfer them in the proper places. Now, if you don't have paid EveryDollar, you really don't have to worry about it. If you have the free version, you just put it in, and you don't have to wait for the bank to send it. When you have the paid version, you have to wait. So that's the difference. But I actually still love the bank version and have it put in because it's accurate numbers. It is what I actually spent. I didn't transpose any numbers, and that's why I like paying for it, because I am bad about transposing numbers when I'm typing, and I've messed up my budgets many times just trying to use the free version, and I have to go backtrack and just redo everything, and it's like, oh, it's a mess. So I make a mess of things. So anyways, but that is my EveryDollar for today, and the transactions I wanted to show you. And if you have questions or comments, I would love to have them below in the comment section, and we can just start talking about this. What are you having trouble with? What confuses you about EveryDollar? There's certain things I actually won't use in EveryDollar because it does confuse me, but I have found ways to make it work for me. So there are options out there. So anyways, I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.